Well, someone literally just asked me if I could wear pantyhose and a thong under my jeans on our first date. So, I mean, kudos for knowing what you want. Hi everyone, I'm Jack Tracy, and this is Dying Alone Together, your pandemic-era guide to navigating the dating and hookup apps during the end times. Now, while I myself am a full practicing homosexual, I assume that the advice dispensed in this video will apply to all sexualities and gender identities for the most part. But, to be clear, if anything in this video triggers or offends you in any way, please be sure to waste your time in the comments below. Now, before we get into our very first subject, I think it's important that you know my qualifications for hosting a dating and relationship show in the first place. While currently single now for over a year, I have been in 3 long-term relationships, each ranging from about 3 to 5 years in length, and all resulting in cohabitation. Disclaimer, the endings of each of those relationships all involve the police in at least some capacity. So while I am fully qualified to supervise your takeoff and help you reach a nice cruising altitude, I cannot help you land this plane. So with that in mind, let's dig into our very first topic. Don't fish in the sewer. Now, straight, gay, or bi, we all know that there are plenty of platforms out there that could help any one of us meet other singles, couples looking for unicorns, or otherwise currently partnered people in search of a distraction while their significant other, blissfully unaware, is out of town, asleep next to them, or in the other room supervising their children. It's important to remember, though, that every app has a designated purpose, which can be different. If you are a run-of-the-mill cis male homosexual looking for a romantic partnership like me, you can avail yourself of the OkCupids, the Tinders, the Hinges, and any of the other apps that truly represent themselves as dating platforms. On the other hand, if you're looking to find someone who's going to help you role-play a colonoscopy, you've got Scruff, Grindr, Growler, Fister, Choker, Breeder, and Felcher, I believe. They're just some of your many options. For the straights, I think it's roughly the same, though I am told your Tinder is more like our Grindr, which honestly is fair because your Craigslist for decades has been our truck stop bathroom. Lesbians, I do not know what your hookup apps are. I'm just gonna guess, based on what the gays have named their hookup apps, that it's gotta be Beaver, Scissor, and Clam Slam. So when I say don't fish in the sewer, what I mean is I want you to understand where you are and whether you are in a place that is built for finding what it is you are looking for. Of course, there are love stories that come from Grindr, and they're all very magical. But if you have a beautifully written profile on Grindr or Scruff, putting the world at notice that you're not really interested in hookups, but are mostly interested in dates, it still does not entitle you to be entirely furious at an incoming message requesting that you walk into an unlocked apartment to find someone ass up, ready for an anonymous dumpster rising. That's because you, friend, are the one in the wrong place and with the wrong expectations. But I put in my profile very clearly that I'm looking for love. No one's reading that, Mary. No one. Why? Well, see, no one reads bios because absolutely no one wants to get triggered by toxic masculinity, blatant racism masked as preferences, or read a 500-word essay dedicated to all of the things that someone hates about other people, that they not only took the time to write, but also did so by capitalizing every other letter for some reason. Pro tip, if the bio reads like a ransom note, don't fuck them. Now, let's say that you've noticed that having your dates-only preference plus, say, your favorite lyric from Into the Woods in your squirt profile hasn't really generated the kind of interest that you'd hoped. So instead, what you've done is you've entirely rewritten your bio into something a little less overt or cleared it entirely. That's all very fair. However, it is still your duty to alert anyone you engage in conversation with during the first 5 exchanges that you are not interested in casual encounters, and that is because your very presence on the app, without any disclaimer, assumes that you are there for the same purpose as everybody else. Let's put it this way. If you slide out onto the rink during Disney on Ice, it's fair to assume that you're there to skate, Elsa. If not, you're the one with the problem, and we're calling security. You see, that was my attempt to answer a note I received that I should try to insert a sports analogy. Now, if you are on a hookup app for the designated purpose, and say you've been talking with someone with whom you've had a lengthy discussion about all of your mutual sexual depravities, negotiated your condom allergies, and this person has demanded pictures of your cock from 3 different angles and a picture of your rosebud holding a newspaper with the current date. You've exchanged free times when you are both available to meet up and have shared your respective locations. And then that person, after a solid 45 minutes of discussion, suddenly decides to inform you that they're not really interested in hookups and they'd really like to get to know someone first, so maybe we can grab a coffee or a drink first. That person is a sociopath, and you need to block them immediately. If it's not clear to you how truly insane that behavior is, please refer to the following illustration. Please date me. I want fall in love. Let's get married, please. I'll give you this after our 3rd date, I promise. Oh, come on. Don't you want it? No. I should note that although the illustration portrays a bottom, it could very well be a top. It will not be a top. So look, times are tough. Half of the country is on fire, the vast majority from climate change, and an incredibly small minority from the reaction to the systemic murder of black people by the police. It is no surprise that so many singles are looking in every hopeless place for love, or at least someone who can identify their body without the aid of dental records. But if you go fishing in the sewer, you're having shit for dinner. Until next week, where I talk about whatever other horrible online behavior has firmly lodged a hair up my ass, stay safe, wear a mask, and always thoroughly douche. No, Cedric, you can't just tell that you're ready to go. I'm Jack Tracy, signing off, reminding you that if we're all gonna die alone, we might as well do it together. If you enjoyed this program, please go ahead and like it the way you do every Michael B. Jordan photo on Instagram. Smash that subscribe button the way you would an intoxicated Chris Evans, and turn on notifications so you can know right away when there's a new video of me yelling at you for something you have surely done and should be ashamed of, if shame was something the human race still felt in 2020. You can also check out all 3 seasons of Necessary Outlet's dramedy History, several comedy shorts, and a few music videos fully featuring my homosexuality on this channel's page. Enjoy!